we need to get a lot of people engaged. We got to get a lot of organizations engaged. And to do something this broad, as we're possibly considering, we got a lot of organizing to do, a lot of communicating to do, but we need to get the best people with a ton of energy on board and engaged, and there's all sorts of ways in getting engaged. We're going to talk about that next and fit that and how to fit that into the process. So with that, I'm going to start with Sarah Heidemann. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. I'm going to turn that over to the engagement team. They're going to talk a little bit about the engagement of individuals and organizations and ultimately leading to the alignment of all of them toward the common good of the community.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah Heidemann. I live downtown, just across the river, in fact. I have a great day job and a fun night job at the chocolate shop downtown as well. I'm a member of Next Rockford and other boards within the community, so I see good things happening. But it seems like it's happening in a silo, with a lot of redundant efforts and the successes not being known. People my age, 30s-ish, they want to be part of something great. We want to be part of a thriving community in a city we can be proud of. We want to see Rockford become the city it once was, but most importantly, we want to be part of the change. I think of the comic Captain Planet, and I'm not really a comics person, but it touched my heart. In it, there are 5 people who hold special powers. Alone, those powers are good, they're important, but together, when those powers combine, they can actually save the planet. And I think that's a lot like Rockford, because individually, we are all special, and we all contribute unique powers to the community. But together, if our powers combine, think of the possibilities. It's pretty amazing, and that is what I want to see and be a part of. All of us working together to build a brighter future for ourselves and for Rockford. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Paulina Siacombe, and Rockford is my home. Please allow me to share my story. 29 years ago, in a small town in the southern province of Laos, a group of people planned a bold, life-changing experience for themselves and their families. They made a decision that they would not accept their current state of life to be ruled by communists. Although they all came from different walks of life, the responses to the condition in which they live was the same. Collectively, they value freedom and envisioned a brighter future for themselves and others. There were many discussions, ideas were heard and respected. People accepted responsibility for improving their lives and those of loved ones. As a result, many of us fled communism. We were committed to arriving at a new way of life. As a 9-year-old child, I joined my family as we hoped, planned, and found a new life in America. Of course, we encountered moments of great uncertainty, many filled with challenges. We created a new life that was wonderfully different from what I had left. I have lived the power of intention to transform a situation. My life has evolved wonderfully, particularly compared to my early years. My husband and I have children who were born into a life of promise here in Rockford. We want them to thrive in Rockford, and we want them to see this as a great place to live, work, and grow, and completing college. Tonight, I have a new set of dreams. I envision a transformed Rockford, a Rockford that emerges from our recognizing the power of our collective participation. Thank you for sharing this dream with me.
Good evening. My name is Rudy Valdez. I work for United Technologies Aerospace Systems, and I should have made this sheet of paper a little bit bigger font. So you can see. Okay. Where I work and what I've done is I come from a process-driven environment, and what we've learned in this environment is that one critical component for success is to have all stakeholders be part of the process. And in the case of this transformation, we're all the stakeholders, all of us. We all matter. Everyone has something to offer that will help transform our community to what we collectively decide that it could and should be. There are many diverse perspectives that need to be heard. You have something valuable to say, whether you're a man, a woman, parent, if you're working, not working, if you're tall, you're short. And this other one, I struggled writing it down, but I'm going to say it anyway. Even if you're a Green Bay Packer fan, we're going to listen. We all have to work together. Our voice is important, and we're going to all listen. It is important to come together and provide input from your vantage point, because you're the only one that has that input from your perspective. I mean, you're unique, and what you have to say is extremely valuable, and we want to hear it. Why is this important? Because everyone's input has value in one way or another. I like to make a lot of analogies when I talk to people or I talk about things, and one of my favorite analogies is always related to meals or food or something. So when you're making a meal, you need all ingredients to prepare whatever you're making. Okay? For example, if you're making a BLT, bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich, and you don't have tomatoes, it's not going to be a BLT. Okay? Likewise, everyone here is a key ingredient in making our own BLT. And I was trying to come up with the words. I put best local transformation BLT. So our own BLT. Okay? But in order to truly make a BLT, our own BLT, we need every ingredient. We need everyone's input. That's extremely important. Okay? The people in the region have come together. The people that we have in our whole community come from so many different walks of life. We just heard Paulina, the ethnic ties to cultures from around the world. Because of this, because we have so many ties globally, everyone's input is a key component to transforming our region to truly be world-class. So we need everybody's input, and I think it's going to be great. We're going to succeed. I have no doubt about it. Thank you.
Good evening, my fellow Rock River citizens. My name is Kenneth Board. I'm the pastor of the Pilgrim Baptist Church and also the co-leader on the engagement team with the Rock River Regional Transformation. This is a process, and tonight we're asking now to close the sale. Maybe you didn't realize when you walked in the door tonight, but you were invited here because we want to ask you to do something. We want to close the sale tonight. And what we want to close in your minds and hearts is the word responsibility. We're looking to engage people who have a heart for responsibility. The word responsibility comes from the root word responsible. And I believe the responsibility sits atop of a three-legged stool. The first leg on that stool is commitment. The second leg on that stool is accountability. The third leg on that stool is, come back. The third leg on that stool is, let me start over. Commitment, accountability, integrity. Those three things are very important. So as we leave here tonight, we're asking those who want to be a part of this Rock River Regional Transformation process. This is a process. This is not an end all. This is not a silver bullet. We've had so many silver bullets before I got here, since I've been here, and I'm sure some of you tonight have got some envelopes with a silver bullet in it. There's no silver bullets. If there were, we wouldn't be here tonight. It takes all working together for one cause. It's a process. I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm not asking you to trust Tom. I'm not asking you to trust Michael. I'm asking you to trust the process. When I was in seminary and I took pastoral care and counseling, the first thing and the last thing my supervised minister said to us, trust the process. We have to trust this process, and we have to rely on that three-legged stool in order, when we go back to those shared values, we got to go back beyond the shared values. We got to be held accountable, we got to be committed, and we got to maintain our integrity. And as I close, because I'm a Baptist preacher, I need to share a story with you. Sir Winston Churchill, the great prime minister during World War II for Great Britain, had to trust the process. He tried and tried and tried to bring in the United States into the war. It was only after the bombing of Oahu, of the island of Hawaii, that the United States under FDR decided to get into the war. FDR, who most of you probably don't know was a Nobel winner in literature, coined this phrase, greatness is the result of responsibility. Greatness is the result of responsibility. At the opening statement tonight, Tom Gendron said, if we're going to be a top-tier city in America in 2025, we've got to be great. And great means you got to go beyond compromise, you got to go beyond convenience, you got to be willing to struggle, and you got to be willing to stay in the game. Quincy Jones spearheaded a vision years ago with a song entitled, written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie, called We Are the World. He brought in a diverse group of people, of some of the greatest musicians in America, 45 of them. One walked out, Waylon Jennings, when he was asked, Stevie Wonder added a line in the song, We Are the World, a Swahili line. Jennings, a country and western singer, say, good old boys don't sing Swahili. So he walked out. Now, I believe Jennings, if he was given the opportunity to stay in that room, after 20 million copies of that song sold, after all the Grammys that were sold, I believe Jennings would have sung it in Swahili. He would have sung it in every language imaginable. Because he would dare to dream, he would dare to remain committed, he would dare to be responsible, and he would dare to be held accountable. We're going to be looking to hold you accountable. Hold us accountable. The newspaper is already committed to do that. Rockford, we are one Rockford, and we can change the world because we are a great city with great outcomes and with great hope and possibilities. And this is not about Rockford. This is about a region. We are Rockford.
I would really be failing to share what's on my heart if I didn't tell you that I am amazed, energized, and so happy to see every one of you and to know that there are people in their homes who are watching this as well. This is really awesome. This is a statement of who we are as the residents of this region. We do want, even in our darkest moments, and even in spite of a negative vibe or brutal facts, we do want other lives. And we want it for this region. We don't want to move. We don't want to be thinking about trips. We don't want to be thinking about despair somewhere. We want it in our daily lives, in this region, and we want to commit ourselves. I believe that. I believe that within us is a brilliance that knows how to do it, knows how to stay while we have to. And I know that we know how to think and feel and care through this. I would like to talk about my experience over the last 100 days. I think I may have a little insight, Tom, into what is the core of transformation. And it is that when they asked me to serve as a co-lead for engagement, I thought, well, that makes sense. You know, I'm a recruiter. What I immediately realized, though, is that I had to suspend what I have thought about organizations or people or actions or history or gender bias, any of my preconceived notions. because I knew that each day I had to wake up and I had to be completely available to have my conversations with each of you and the people you would be introducing us to. I have learned so much from you, from the conversations, from the people who have shared, the people who have cared to set up the next conversation. We, as I said before, we are brilliant, and we are an incredible group of people when we come together. And so what I want you to do is I want you to commit with me. I want you to ask for one of these bracelets. And I want you to believe that we are going to do this time. We are going to care about this region, and we are going to care about each other. So I'm going to put this on because I care about you. I care about what you're going to share with me, and I care about what we're going to do, and I embrace the success that over time, with persistent patience, we are going to deliver. Thank you.
Thank you.